Welcome. Hey guys, guess where she is, the wayward widow? She's in bed on Friday, May the 10th, because I can be, because there's not a thing to do outside of this bed. I made the decision to just be a slug today, and that's what I'm doing. However, I did shampoo my hair. Not that you can tell, but I did. I washed my face, brushed my teeth, flossed, rinsed with mouthwash, washed up, put on clean clothes, put a new turtle on, skip the earrings because why bother, you know? And yeah, and I even cleaned my eyeglasses. How's that? I did Sky's Duolingo for this morning. If you're new here, welcome. I don't know why you'd want to be here, but stay with me. My name is Poet, and I live in the state of Pennsylvania, well known for its taxes and potholes. If you've ever need to drive and you need to go into Pennsylvania, you'll know the second you hit Pennsylvania because of our roads. But that aside, I am a widow. I am a widow of sorts. I am the one left behind. Now, when my partner died, we were not legally married, but we were together 14 years. And we had been legally married for about a year and a half. And we decided to unlegal the marriage part. So we were still a couple. We still looked at each other as husband and wife, man and woman. We did the things, you know. And he passed away on February 27th from MSA, multiple system atrophy. He was 71 years old, and I am 64, almost 65. My birthday is in August. I'm a Leo. And so for the past 10 weeks and 4 days, 3 days, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. The past few days, I've been on my own. Sky was a Soto Zen Buddhist. He took Jakai, which is a public declaration of his Buddhist path. And in Buddhism, everything is cyclic. There's no beginning, no end. And he is a firm believer of living past lives and living future lives. So I know that Sky is living another life. And I don't know where he is or what he's doing, but every so often he will send me a sign. And some of them are pretty bold. So I've gotten 6 signs so far. I'm going to read the card. My friend Yaz sent me, my YouTube friend Yaz. I've been really blessed, really lucky. And as far as like, what do I believe? Because a lot of people would ask me that. I believe in 3 things. 1, I love the work of the Stoics, especially Marcus Aurelius and Seneca. I have the Marcus Aurelius Meditations journal, and I love to flip through there and read what Marcus Aurelius said. And the Stoics were firm believers in God. So I'm a little Stoic, with a capital S, not a lowercase s. And I'm a little bit Buddhist. I followed along the Mahayana path of Buddhism. And so I sit in meditation. And I believe in the middle way, not too much of anything, not too little of anything, and just being as kind as I can be. And I believe in God. And it took a while for me to get really firm and okay and totally in with God. So God and I have a really cool relationship now, and we talk a lot. My old friend is giving me a Bible. He's got a bunch of them. He was a pastor at one time, and he's going to give me one of his Bibles. He said a couple things are underlined if I don't mind that, and I said, no, I don't mind. But he's going to give me a Bible. And one of my friends helped me send along a app for on my phone, a Bible app that I did the free part of it, and so I was listening to some passages and the prayer of the day. So thank you. So I've made some friends here on my channel, and if anyone wants to contact me off of this forum, there's two ways you can do it. One, you can go to Facebook Messenger, not Facebook. I mean, I'm there, but I'm not there. So you're not going to get anything from me from Facebook. But if you go to Messenger, which is a whole different app, just type in Poet Quinn, POETQUINN, and the picture is nature. It's a green nature picture. And then send me a message, either a voice message or type me out a message, and then it will come over my way, and then let me know you're from my YouTube channel. And we can talk that way privately off of not having comments seen, if you'd prefer to do that. You can also email me at poetmoon10@gmail.com. So it's POETMOON, the number 10@gmail.com. You can email me and in the heading put YouTube so that I know you're here from the channel and it's not, junk stuff. And we can email. So some of my friends that I've met that way, I have probably 8 or so people that I either message with or I text with. A few of them have my phone number and address, and some of them we email, and yeah, so that's the way you can get a hold of me. So my friend Yaz sent me this 52 different cards to read, and every day I try to remember to read the card. So today's card is, not all storms come to disrupt your life. Some come to clear your path. I've heard that before. You guys have heard that, right? It's anonymous. And the action, and there's an action on the back that you can do something that has to do with the front. Think about the biggest storm you've gone through in your life. How did it change you for the better? Well, I read this one this morning and I was like, the biggest storm? Well, that's the storm I'm in now. That's my sky leaving me because he needed to go to his next life. And I don't know that I can say that you're on a tripod, so I'm going to move you around a second because I want to get my coffee. And you're on a bendy tripod, so let's see what we can do. I can't say right this second that this storm has really changed me for the better, except that some people would say it's making me stronger. All the things that I'm doing on my own because I have no choice in the matter. And so in that respect, I guess I could say it's made me stronger, even though I'm not feeling strong. Also, if you're new here, you're going to see me with my iced coffee. I make iced coffee at home. This is my favorite cup. It's my dragon mug, and I've had it for over a year. And I just put my coffee and my ice cubes, and I use Coffee Mate liquid, French vanilla, and cafe mocha, and I combine them, and this is my way of getting very inexpensive coffee. And I have one a day most days, usually around 2 o'clock when I do my videos. Today I started early. So if you want to make iced coffee at home and you're like, I don't know what to do, just get a Mr. Coffee. Spend $10, get a Mr. Coffee pot, and brew your coffee like you would brew it any other way, and turn the coffee pot off and let it cool down. And when it's cool enough, pour it into a container and put it in the refrigerator. It will last up to 3 days or 4 before it gets nasty. Mine never lasts because I have it every day. But yeah, and then get yourself some cups, some mugs, and sit them in your freezer and fill them with ice so that you're all ready. And then just pour your coffee in and put your flavors or whatever, and there you go. Throw a straw in and think how much coffee you can make with a can of coffee, whatever your favorite coffee is. that's that. How much time have I talked? 10 minutes. So here's what I didn't do today, you guys. I did not call the teleconference grief group today. This week turned out to be really quiet. Do you remember me saying on Sunday, I got a really busy week. I'm going to rest because I have a really busy week. That didn't happen, did it? My therapist got sick and canceled. That was Tuesday. The visiting nurse never showed up yesterday, so that was not a thing. And I didn't call the teleconference grief group. And I didn't do it because I want to be able to see the people I'm talking to. And when you're just on the phone and everybody, there's like 6 people trying to talk, everybody's talking over each other. Very nice people, but that's not a thing for me. So I've crossed that off my list of one of the areas that I would go to for help with my grief and mourning. I did call, I don't know if I said this yesterday. No, I didn't. I don't know, maybe I did. I have a place I can call through Dignity Memorial. It's a compassionate care line. I have use of it for 13 months from the date of Sky's death. 24/7, I can call anytime, and there's a trained grief professional on the other end. I've called 6 times in the last 10 weeks. I don't know if that's a lot or a little. I don't know. And we usually talk for like 10 minutes. So I'm grateful for that. And I attended my first face-to-face grief widower and widow meeting this past Monday. The next one isn't until June the 10th. And that's the only thing that I don't like. I wish that they had them like every other week or once a week, because I feel like I need more than once a month. But you know, it's what's offered. However, I'm going to start looking at the local churches because they should be starting the next block of grief groups. So there's a couple of churches like one street down that offers grief groups. So I've just got to find out when they start up, and because they're very local and it'd be very easy for me to get to. Because I found I really got a lot out of sitting down with the people on Monday and just being in their presence, you know. Next week for me is supposed to be busy. I have therapy on Monday if my therapist is well. I have my PCP, and that's telehealth, so I don't leave the apartment. Tuesday, I have my PCP visit. I will drive up and see him in person in the office. He's retiring the end of August, and he's been my doctor for 27 years. So I'll see him next week, and then I'll see him again in June. Yeah, probably towards the end of June. And then I'll definitely see him like the end of July or beginning of August. So I'll see him 2 more times before he retires. I want to take a card up to him. And then that's Tuesday. And then Wednesday I have my psychiatrist. And let's see, yeah. And then right after that I'll fill my script for May. I take Ativan. And then next month I'll have a refill for June. And then what I will do is make an appointment so that she can call in the next script for July. I'm having it's a hard one today, hard day. I'm missing Sky a lot. I'm recognizing and realizing he's like gone forever. And I'm thinking a lot about him. I'm thinking a lot about my home here. I love my home here. I'm used to it. You know, I would never want an apartment to be my forever home. Sky and I talked about trying to find a little cabin somewhere in nature where we could have a garden and a flower garden, and you know, well, that changed. And so I don't know for me if I could ever find that little cabin, or if down the road I meet someone who has a little cabin. I'll throw in my dibs for down the road. It's kind of strange. You're so missing the person you were with for 14 years, and then you're alone, like really alone, and you start thinking, at least I start thinking, am I going to meet someone down the road? And so I turned it over to God, because I know I believe he has my life all mapped out. And if it's his will that I'm not to ever meet anyone again, then I'm on my own, because that means he's teaching me something. Like, you can do this all by yourself. Even though I'm telling him I don't really want to. He's like, you listen to me, young lady. So I would love to be in a situation down the road, however far down the road is, because I want someone in my life. I don't want to be alone. I don't want to be alone. I had Sky for 13 and a half years and love him immensely, and I'm going to love him the rest of my life. Like, that's not going to stop or end, you know? He was my man, and I'm grateful for the time we had. How much glare do I have? Some glare. But I don't want to be alone the rest of my life. I don't. This sweatshirt is really big on me, isn't it? Anyway, so God and I have had a few talks about what's down the road for me. How long am I going to be like this? And I think God is going to have me alone like this until he feels that that I've gained my strength. And as a person, that I recognize what I'm capable of and what I can do alone, with his backing, with him having my back. Like, listen, poet, I got your back. Okay, so while I have your back, here's what you're going to learn that you can do. And so far, 73 days in, I have paid all the bills. I have figured out how to do that. I've contacted agencies. I've rearranged the apartment. I've cleaned out the stuff I needed to. I went to a face-to-face meeting. I drove by myself a little bit of a distance in the evening. I go to the store. I pick up what stuff is needed. I got my car serviced. So I set up the valet to get that all done and made the calls. And it's been a lot of phone calls, a lot of emails, a lot of texts, a lot of things to figure out. I put in all my documentation to re-up for Medicaid and my food stamps. And that's probably just the tip of the iceberg when you think about it. I put gas in my car. I mean, I've done that for years. I put air in my tires. I've done that for a while too. But it's just saying that, you know, God is saying to me, like, you can do this stuff. You're 100%. And when you recognize you're 100%, we can talk about what comes next. That's what I'm thinking. I'm always looking for something to do. So I have a regular puzzle book, like with, you know, multiple puzzles. I have the Myrtle book. So if you're new here and you like mystery murder puzzle books, get a Myrtle book. Somebody just threw something in the dumpster. Like one of those kind of things. Get one of those. And I started working on the diamond art. I showed that yesterday, the owl, the turtle. And I started working on that last night. And I really like that. That's so much fun. Diamond art. I never did that before. And it's 20 by 20 centimeters. So, and I have Sky's iPad, so I can continue doing his Scottish Gaelic. Come on, guys. And then I make my videos and I pray and I watch other people's videos. And I've made a lot of really great friends, and I'm grateful. Like, I am so lucky that I have this amazing two handfuls of people that I can reach out to. Um, yeah, I'm very lucky. So today I'm just like, look, wash your face, brush your teeth, shampoo your hair, put on a little bit of makeup, get cleaned up, change your clothes, put on something super comfy, which can't get much more comfy than this, and just kind of like stack the pillows and just be okay for today. Just be home. So it's 20 to 2, and right now at this moment I'm feeling like okay enough, you know. I cried earlier pretty hard. um I'm constantly taking stock of my life. Every once in a while mail will come in for Sky. It's pretty much dwindled. He didn't get a lot of mail, and he got the last Medicare statement came in, you know, that kind. But the last credit card statement came in. There's things are cleaning up, you know. For me, my paperwork is all pretty much done. I'm just waiting to hear from Medicaid to see if I'm approved again for another year. And then you just go on, and I find a way to get through each day. And it is not easy at times. I'm not one yet, and I'm saying yet because I don't want to say I'm not one to ever go out on my own, but I'm not one yet. I haven't found a day yet where I've said, "Oh, I think I'll get in the car and I think I'll go down to McDonald's and I'll just get a small coffee, or I'll get a cup for ice water, and I'll just sit and I'll just people watch." Or I'll drive over to the library and I'll walk the library trail, and then I'll go in and grab a book, or I'll go in and sit in one of the chairs and look through a magazine. I haven't hit that point yet. I feel like I will. If it's a nice sunny day and it's warm, I feel like I will. Or go down to the lake and walk by myself, walk the lake a couple of laps, because I do need the exercise. I do need to move my body more. I do need the vitamin D. I know I have to take care of myself, and I'm drinking a lot of water. I'm extremely hydrated. I'm not overhydrated, but 70 ounces of spring water a day goes into this little system, and I believe it helps my body overall. So I am hydrated. I'm balancing the fruits and vegetables and nuts. I don't eat a lot of meat, but I am adding chicken for the protein, cheese for protein. I'm not big on eggs. Unless I hard boil them and make like deviled eggs, I'm not big on eggs, but I could do that to get the protein. And so I'm doing okay there. I have put on a couple pounds, and my sleep, you know, I'm getting by. The thing is with the exercise, I'm listening to my meditation chant every night. It's an 8 minutes long, and to help me just kind of relax before I fall asleep. And now I have the Bible app, so I'll be able to read some verses every day and listen to some parts of the Bible that are on that app. So to my sweet friend, my bestie, thank you so much for getting that to me. Like, you guys are so amazing in the fact that you send me things like that to say, "Hey, poet, I'm thinking of you. Like, this might help you." I've got these amazing women and men, two guys, that reach out to me that are struggling with their own things. And so sweet. Like, I'm like their mom, and I take that role very seriously. And I'm just grateful because I don't have anyone around me. My parents are dead. My aunts and uncles are all dead. I don't know, have a clue where my cousins are. Um, 5 of my children don't speak to me. There's a lot of reasons why. The family is very estranged, and my oldest sister is dead. Both my brothers are dead, and I have 3 remaining sisters, and I don't think anybody talks to anybody, to be honest. Like, I just don't think they do. They're all in Pennsylvania, and they're all very local, kind of local. But so there isn't anybody. It's just me. I don't have anyone geographically close to me except for 2 older friends. And when I say older, I mean I've known them for a while and they're up in age, in their 70s and 80s. And so I'm grateful for them for the help that they have given me. Sometimes a ride somewhere, sometimes just a card to say, hey, I'm thinking of you. This losing, this death thing, it's really the pits. It's the pits. I watched Kelly Isabel DeFranco this morning. I was thinking about Kelly this morning. It's almost like Kelly's an old friend of mine, but she's not. I started following her as her husband Tim was dying of cancer, a rare form of multiple myeloma. And I started watching her because she had this cancer journey. Well, now Tim passed on, and now she's doing the after cancer journey. She's moving ahead with her life with her older daughters. And right now they're in Italy on vacation. And I say, you go, Kelly. I was thinking about her and I'm like, I wonder when Kelly's going to put a video. And there was a 7-minute video. So check her out, Kelly Isabel DeFranco. She's taught me a lot about grief and mourning and life and death. And we're all going to go through it. Like I said before in other videos, 105 people die around the world every second. So then think how many seconds are in a minute, how many minutes in an hour, how many hours in a day, how many days in a week. We're all going to die. And death is the end point of life. So of birth. So we have birth, life, death. Death is the end point. We go to school. Graduation is the end point. We get a job. Retirement is the end point. Like everything, we meet somebody, marriage is the end point. Like everything we do, there's an end point. That's my point. And this is the first person I've been with that has died. Like I've gone through divorces, too many. But this is the first person that I've been with, and I was for this long, and he died. And I watched him die. I was with him 24/7. And then 5 days before he passed, hospice came on board. Like they finally showed up after turning us down twice. So it was awful watching that happen. And the last thing he said to me was, I don't want to leave you. Talk about breaking my heart. He was in a hospital bed and I was just hugging onto him and I was just kissing him all over his face. And I took his earring out. He wore this earring forever. And I popped it right in my ear, and I'll wear it until I'm dead. I'll wear it forever. And I took his wedding ring off and I have it on my little hand over there. I don't know if I could, let's see. Right next to the black flowers with the Athens looking guy, there's a hand. And on that hand is my wedding ring and his wedding ring. They're like Celtic everlasting interlocking things. Claddagh. It's like a Claddagh ring. So I'm going to go. I talked for half an hour. And I I'm just going to find my little things. You know, I'll work on some more puzzle books. I'll work on my diamond art. Over the weekend, I will clean out his toolboxes and try to organize them a little better. And then I don't know. I wish I had someone that was just sitting here with me. Just like sitting here with me, you know? Just someone who was sitting with me, having a nice coffee with me. I get really scared, like, what if I die here and no one knows I'm dead? Or how long is it going to take someone to know I'm dead? That's morbid. I know that's morbid, but I think about stuff like that. And those like life alert things and all that, they're expensive. And yeah, so I think about weird things like that, especially because how would anyone know I'm dead? Like, some people text me, but if I don't text back, maybe they would think, oh, she's sleeping or something. Isn't that crazy? But I know we all have thought of that stuff, right? That's like one of the things you think about when you're alone. And then I think about like all my stuff. Not only my stuff, but Sky's stuff. Like, he has some really special things to him. And he has 2 sons, one in California and one in Texas. So I have to ship one thing definitely to California. And I've been thinking over the last day or so, he has some really like special things that really should go to his sons. And I don't want to say I'm selfishly holding on to them, because I'm not selfishly. Yes, I am selfishly holding on to them because I want them. But when I die, there's not going to be anybody around me who's going to want that stuff, right? Like, my son is not going to want Sky's things. They need to go to his sons. So what I'm going to need to do is gather up all of the little mementos and then go through them again and pick like half of them. And then take that half and divide them between the 2 sons and get those sent out. Just so that I know that at least some of the stuff has gotten to the sons, right? Don't you think that's right? I think that's right. Because I was with him for 13 and a half years, but they're his sons, right? Yeah. And I have a lot of his things here. Yeah. I don't need to be a memory hog and keep everything, right? All right, you guys, hang in there. Life it's hard. Like, I don't know if anybody ever said this was going to be easy. Like, you have a baby. I don't know if anybody has ever said to the baby, hey, this is going to be a no-brainer. Like, but you know, little kids are just so much fun because nobody's put anything in their heads to mess with them yet, you know? And then we go on about life, and it gets difficult and more difficult. But and then we get older, and then all kinds of weird, funky things happen to our health. And then we start facing death. And it's like, once you face one death, all of a sudden everybody's dying. Like, is that not, I mean, like, it's like it got crazy. I had this is going to be long. This is long. My brother died my mother-in-law died in 2001. My brother died in 2002. It was like, okay. Then my dad died in 2006. And my brother-in-law died in 2007. Then my niece died on Father's Day in 2008. She was 22. Car accident. Okay. Then in 2020, my youngest son's godfather died very suddenly. Like, never would have called that one. My mother died 2 years ago. This Monday will be 2 years, so 2022. My sister died 2021, complications of COVID. And then this is my brother died in 2016, another brother. And my mom. My brother-in-law, another brother-in-law died a year ago. May 22nd is a year. So it's just like, okay, death, 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 death. This guy dying February 27th. It's like, okay, now let's stop this behavior for just a bit. Because I have my health directive and I have my will that a lawyer wrote up. I have my funeral pre-planned. The funeral home has my pre-plan, but I haven't paid for all of it yet, my cremation. I've made 3 payments. So I've got to contact the funeral home. The funeral director is a beautiful woman. Her name is Bianca. And I have to find out from her, is there any way that I can make small payments, like $10 or $20 at a time, to pay towards my cremation? Skies was pre-planned, prepaid. So that was all done. I'm getting morbid. I don't mean to get morbid. I'm just blabbering stuff. It's Mother's Day weekend. On a lighter note, for all the moms out there, no matter what kind of mom you are, and for all the dads out there that are moms too, have a wonderful day. I will be here on Mother's Day, God willing, to talk, and I'll be back later. I'll do another video, I'm sure, because I get bored, and I'll be back. So you guys, so remember what the card was for today. Not all storms come to disrupt your life. Some come to clear your path. Remember that. Thanks for being here.